It's Blue Orange 22. Today's video, I want to talk about a question that I get a lot, and that is, where does the men's rights movement fit politically? When it comes to conservative or liberal or Democrat or Republican, what exactly is the men's rights movement? Do MRAs support Trump? Are MRAs part of any larger political movement? And all those kinds of questions. So I want to kind of clear that up because there seems to be a lot of misinformation about this topic. The answer is this: no. The men's rights movement does not support Trump, and it's not part of any larger political movement. It's not against Trump either. It's not conservative and it's not liberal. It's not left or it's not right. It's its own thing. The men's rights movement exists as an independent movement that is just about looking at male issues in society. And that's really all it is. It's not about conservative or liberal or left or right or Trump or anti-Trump or Brexit or anti-Brexit. It really has nothing to do with that. Now there are MRAs who have opinions on all those things. But the men's rights movement is really open to any political belief as long as you support equality under law. One of the things I hear a lot is how the men's rights movement is kind of lumped in with the alt-right. And the alt-right is something that I think has different definitions depending on who you ask. And it does seem to be a very kind of confusing environment right now when it comes to politics and social movements, or the alt-right or SJWs or feminists or the men's rights movement, and it's all kind of jumbled together in a very kind of messy way. But it's a little bit more complicated than that. That's one of the reasons why I want to make this channel, is to kind of explain just what the men's rights movement is about. But the men's rights movement is not really a part of any alt-right movement. It's not really connected to any other political movements. A lot of people think that it's part of like the Trump movement, or it's part of conservatives, and it's not. Anybody who believes in equality and wants to recognize male issues can be an MRA. And I can tell you, I speak to MRAs who are Democrats and Republicans and from different political parties all over the world. So one of the things I like about the men's rights movement is that it's very neutral. It kind of doesn't get involved in other sorts of things. It doesn't kind of cross over into other things. It kind of stays pure to what it's about. Now you might see MRAs talk about a particular law or a particular politician if they say something that's directly related to men's rights. So let's say you have a politician supports a law or is against a law that is related to equality and men's rights. Well, then maybe we talk about that. Okay, this politician said this thing because it's related to the men's rights movement. So there is a crossover into politics, but only when it's specifically and directly related. And I'm going to actually look at some of those specific examples later on in this channel, because they do happen, and you will see a comment from a politician that gets repeated by the men's rights movement. So you're going to see a lot of that later on. But for now, just know the men's rights movement is not conservative, it's not liberal, it's not left or right, it's not about Trump or against Trump or really anything to do with Trump or anything to do with the alt-right. It's neutral. It's just about specific male issues and disparities that we want to address.